Hey, thank you for coming by Tori Magoo 44. Today is the 14th of October. This is one of my witches. I told you my mother was really big on being a witch every year for October, and I have some of the funniest memories of her. She was hysterical. As a witch, she scared people to death, but she also had these great treats, and everybody knew about it. So she had a thing. They'd come to the door, trick or treat, and she'd say, all right, I'll give you a treat, but you have to come in and do a trick. And these kids were like, huh? It was very funny. And they, but her view, and I've told this, but some people may be new, her view was, hey, they learn these songs in school, they have one time to show it at a school play or something, and that's it. So now they can show it here. And you know what? They'd all go in our music room, they'd come out, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, and they'd have a song or a dance or something. It was very funny, it really was. And then she'd give them some great treats. So it was very, very fun. So I have a bunch of witches in honor of my mom. So there you go on that. This is going to be a series on Scientology front groups. And the very first one I'm going to speak about is WISE International, which is the World Institute of Scientology Enterprises. And it's one that everyone around the world should be aware of. I'll tell you why. They come to businesses and say, hey, we can help you 2x or 3x, meaning 2 times, 3 times your income, if you just sign up for this little course. I mean, we have a free seminar, and we'll explain it to you, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's say you sign up. First of all, it's very expensive. It's very overpriced. The information that you learn in there, not that it's bad, it's just you can get it down at the bookstore for $29.95. It's how to find referrals, stat management. It's different things like that are just basic business tools, okay? But they kind of fluff it up so that you think, well, wow, I'm a wise member and it's really happening. They target doctors, dentists, chiropractors, any kind of anyone in the medical field, often because they have to spend $500 or more getting trained every year. And Scientology now, I believe, now I don't know, somebody can check into this, but when I was working for one of the WISE companies, the Church of Scientology now has the Hubbard College, and they are now certified, or they were then, I don't know if they've lost it or kept it, as an official educational college, literally. So then doctors, in other words, can pay to go to a WISE seminar, and they can write it off as, hey, I did my training through, the Hubbard College. And you've got to understand what you're getting into when you get into something like this. And this is directed directly at you. And people that are in your community letting other people know about these guys. Because, number one, they're very hardcore. The truth of the matter is they are under the umbrella of the Church of Scientology International. They will try to keep it separate. We're really different. We're the management thing, yada, yada. One of the stories that really tells it the most of the dangers of them, a lady called me just hysterical, and I said, what happened? And she said, I think most of you have heard this, but there may be some new people, so I want you to get it. They said, just come to a little management seminar in Florida. So she said, honey, why don't we go? And they went. They did a little interview in the beginning. What do you think about Scientology? She said, I'm not interested. I don't want to do it. He did 8 more interviews through the weekend. This isn't a weekend. And at the end of the 8 interviews came out and said, honey, either you join Scientology or that's it on our 17-year marriage. Now you can say, who would do that? But they're good at this kind of thing. And it's bad news. And it's a lot of money. They've had a lot of doctors and dentists who've been ripped off by them, who later realized, what did I give them the money for, right? So it's something that, and it can be any business. I'm just saying they majorly focus, they started on doctors and dentists and chiropractors. And then they're fanning out into other businesses. I worked for one where they were physical therapists. Survival Strategies, that's a WISE company. And they have Body Balance for Performance, which is all of this is under the umbrella of the Church of Scientology. Does that mean everyone in it is? No. Everyone that works in Survival Strategies is, or at least they were when I was, and Body Balance for Performance was Harvey, who's now dead, and me, and that was it. And then I think they finally hired a few more people. But it was kind of a tricky thing. I mean, dig this. Insurance had come in. The physical therapists who'd been in practice for 30, 40 years were going, you know what, we're going out of business. You know, there's no way we can keep doing this. It takes too long to get money, cash. We're done. So they were like, whoa, we got to fix. And this is the thing Scientologists are good at. It's like, whoa, quick, we got to have an emergency meeting. Juggle this. And so they came up with, well, let's see. You know, Harvey looked on the internet. Big business, golf. So they came up with, we can fix, with physical therapy, we can make your golf game better, which is what body balance for performance is. What's the trick? Cash. You got to pay it cash. So all of a sudden now it went from insurance to cash. So now they've got a cash business. And, you know, it's just one of the tons and tons of things. So that's my first series on, it's on their Scientology front groups. They are underneath the Church of Scientology. Their ultimate goal is to get you over from wise onto the bridge to total freedom. And that's big bucks. You know, thousands and thousands of dollars. And like I said, you know, they have no problem breaking up a family. They've broken up mine. Not my son. My son's very cool, but my husband, totally disconnected from me. My best friends, even Bill Yachty, who said, I'll never disconnect from you, did. You know, people just, you know, you think, what kind of wimps are these? They're supposed to be OTs, but they can't talk to me, who they've known for most of their adult life? Ooh, wait a minute. She's a suppressive person. And since I haven't shown it in a while, this is the Church of Scientology's SP Declare. This is what it looks like. I have it laminated. It's usually not, doesn't come to you laminated, and they usually don't even give them out anymore, but I got mine because I wanted it. But see how it says, suppressive person declared, Tory Bazazian, they've got a bunch of crap. If you want one, just make it up, because that's what they do. They just make it up. And now here's on the back, Tommy Davis, who we haven't seen in a while now, because he vanished, because he screwed up. But it says her only terminal is the International Justice Chief via the Continental Justice Chief. So Tommy was saying, oh, we don't have disconnection. Well, hello? That's what disconnection is. So, you know, nobody can talk to me but these two people. And, by the way, if you're on staff and happen to be listening to this and lurking, which thank you very much for doing so, there is no IJC. They don't exist. I've called them for 11 years. I called them last night. I called also last night. And they said, the Office of Special Affairs. I said, this is Tori Chrisman. I'd like to talk to the IJC. We'll be right back. They came back. Don't call us anymore. I said, oh, no. He said, the IJC, you can call in the morning. I said, I've called for 11 years. They're never there. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a bogus thing. But when you're in the Scientology Truman Show, you think there is an IJC. And you know what? There is not. Okay? No matter what they tell you, there is not. And I challenge you guys to look. Don't believe me. Go on the internet, look, read, listen. Connect the dots. Find out for yourself. It can't hurt you. It's information. It's people like me speaking like this. Do it. Do it for yourself. Do it for your family. Do it for your life. Don't waste your life in the Church of Scientology. If you're on staff, if you're in LA, give me a call. I will come get you. If you're anywhere, you can call me and I will work it out so that we come get you. You don't have to stay there. I know they're tricking you and saying you do. You don't. And Harold Bazazian, wake the F up and get out of there. You know why. All right, so you guys, I love you for everyone around the world who is helping expose the abuses of the phony Church of Scientology. I thank you. And so to all my witches. It's Halloween month, and I hope you have a great one. It's the weekend. It's Friday. Party on. Have a wonderful weekend, and keep it safe. I love you.